Always keep your defense offensive.
What's up, fam? Oh, sorry, Kobe. Texting a friend of mine about getting some pizza later. I thought there was gonna be refreshments, catering. There's nothing. So I gotta set up this whole pizza situation.
Aziz Ansari, I was once like you.
You were?
Being the same
Matrix.
animal, attacking fast all the time. Then I became a different animal. I learned to attack strong. You can be like me, Aziz Ansari.
Really, Kobe Bryant?
No. Explosiveness is not a matter of fast or strong. Explosiveness is a matter of fast and strong. Tony Robbins, this is your last question.
Listen, I'd just like to add what Mr. Bryant was saying here, because about explosiveness, if you really want to change your life, then you got to take massive action. You got to immerse yourself. You've got to really understand that problems are really your gifts.
Are you done?
Yes, sir.
Apologize to Kanye West for wasting $2 million of his time.
I'm sorry, Kanye. Sorry, Serena. Guys.
This is funny, bro. This shit is
Moving on.
hilarious.
What more do you want from me?
More.
How much more successful do you want me to be?
More successful.
How many records can my records break?
More records.
But I'm the best.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
What the does that mean, Kobe Bryant?
You're welcome.
What the is he talking about?
Kanye, I got the answers. Kanye, I got the answers. He said, Kobe, what the fuck are you talking about? He said, are you a different animal, but the same beast? All right, so this is what he's talking about, what Kobe's talking about in this clip, in that trailer. He's talking about your energy. The same beast is your primal energy. The different animal is the different ways, is the different expressions of that same energy. For example, he said, it's not about being fast or strong. It's about being fast and strong. It's about being both. Okay? Combine them. Being the primal, the full essence of it. Because you're not using one or the other, using your full excellence. He said, how much better can I be? He said, better. He said, you got to keep going higher. There is no ceiling. You got to keep beating, not even, because he said, what records is there to beat? The nigga he set his own records. Kanye set his own records, so that means he has to beat himself. He has to beat his own records. Your only competition, your only opponent is yourself. You're only overcoming yourself. You feel me? So that's what the adversary is. That's what the devil is. That's when what Set is in Kemetic mythology. If you're a Heru already, you're already a Horus. You're Set as well. So, and they also study and know it as Horus being the higher self, Set being the lower self. But when they say that, what they're talking about is the lower self is the animalistic nature, the rabid, the hard to control side of you. That's the animal self. So one thing about the animal self is it has that's like your lower three chakras. So the colors red, orange, yellow. Yellow dealing with that confidence, your creativity being in that orange, that sacral chakra. Yellow being the solar, and then the red being your survivability, your passions, your will, your groundedness. So that's your lower self. Your higher self, you're dealing with the upper chakras, your heart chakra, your compassion, your love, throat chakra, your communication, your truth, third eye chakra, your intuition, your crown chakra, your connection to the universe. So that's your Heru, your Horus. Your Set is that lower self. But understanding that animal self and controlling that's what the Matrix is about. is about understanding yourself, understanding that animal self, and controlling it. Because when you control it, that's when you become a superhero. And that's when we get into all the deities, and even Spiderman, all the Marvel characters. We're seeing that controlled, that exerted will of that lower self, or the higher self in some aspects. You can tell just on the symbology. That's why we do these movie decodes, to see and understand these different archetypes. Because when we see these different archetypes, we see them as also being parts of the human mind or ourselves. Because, like example, you resonate with certain characters. That certain character is talking to a certain part of you that resonates with you. Why is that? That's a spiritual connection. That's something we can get into. Now, another thing about the animal self is, well, this is a separate topic, but my man's Cool had hit me up yesterday, and he was telling me, he was trying to give me a channel here, got a little download, and he was like, fire, because we be talking in elements, because I like teaching in elements, or the way I talk or break down things, I'll break them down to elements a lot. But he was saying fire is the ego, and I was like, fire isn't the ego. The ego is what expresses the fire. So how I'm saying that animal self, that lower self, that is the expression of such energy. The expression of that fire. What is that fire? That fire is your passion, your will, what you love. That connection I'm talking about, that's what we're talking about. What we're seeing into that fire, that soul light. Now this also connects back to the adversary. I'm looking at my notes. Because we're talking about the Azazel's aspect of the adversary. Azazel deals with the inner black flame a lot. He'll ask you, he wants you to get clear on what do you like, what is your why behind things. Why are you doing this? Do you love what you're doing? If you're not loving what you're doing, fuck are you doing it for? But your inner black flame is that inner drive, that inner will, that pure essence we're talking. I'm gonna have to do another video in the future on just the black flame itself. I'm still learning about myself, but in the channel, I really got to go back into my notes, really. That's just in my notes. But I'm gonna do another video on inner black flame itself, but we're on the inner line. So another thing with this fire is that it's expressed by the ego mechanism, or an alter ego and mask, because that's what me and Q were talking about. He was talking about alter egos, and I was like, that's what I'm talking about. Behind that alter ego, behind that mask, is a pure essence, a pure light energy, a fire. That inner black flame, that light, is expressed through multiple masks, multiple alter egos. So that's why deities may have, like, through syncretizing or syncretism, you can connect them certain, but they may be different deific masks of the same deity. So for example, Tahuti, Thoth, is also Hermes Trismegistus, and that's a deific mask, you could say. You could say that's two deific masks of the same energy. Or even Azazel dealing with the adversary. The adversary also could be dealing with Satan, the devil, Soot, the scapegoat. These are all different names for the same energy, or different masks of the same energy. You feel me? Different aspects of the same energy. So I bring this all up, especially in context of Spider-Man, because they're doing this science in the film. I'm talking about demonology in the Goetia, left-hand path, Satanism, Luciferianship, occult. But we're connecting it to pop culture. This is chaos magic we're dealing with now. This is chaos magic. And And this is just the reality and just dealing with the different perspectives and how you can play on it. This is the game of life. You see the look, we on our Morpheus shit, so I'm teaching y'all the codes. And that are in plain sight. Even in this film they show you. This man Miles is another Spider-Man in an alternate universe, but all the Spider-Mans have the same story. That should be that's common knowledge. Oh yeah, we're gonna get into this. This is spoilers. So if you ain't seen the film, that's tough. But we're going to get into the Spider-Man across the Spider-Verse, and definitely spoilers. But Miles has all these different alternate selves of Spider-Man. Same aesthetic, but in all their stories, the same thing happens. Okay? That's mythology. That is fate. That is destiny. He tries to alter it, but we see how that goes every time. It's literally the same plot. The same plot of the last Spider-Man live action MCU film. I'm forgetting the name. But it's the same plot literally. It's like damn near verbatim minus Gwen. But yeah, that's damn near the same film. So back to answer Kanye's question. Different animals are the different masks or alter egos of the same beast. The same beast is the primal energy, that junk DNA, the Goetia, these different spirits, just because there's 72, like as Bobby Hemmett said, 72. The 72 are parts of the pineal gland, okay? The 72 Goetia. Now, there is more spirits, more infernals, more demons than the 72. But what we're dealing with here is the junk DNA, these ancient beings, these ancient deities, these ancient parts of yourself. That's what the Goetia is, all the demons and shit is that they be trying to demonize in Christianity and shit. That's all they really is. They're parts of you. But they're untapped potential. They're junk DNA. It's like you can't just, not say you can't just, but it's not for the beginner to just tap into these energies because they can be very chaotic, especially if they're not attuned to it in a past life already. But the thing is, since we're coming into this new age, this age of Aquarius, whatever it so be, as the 5D shift, whatever is happening, all I know is there is something happening. There is a shift happening in some form. But through it, working with the spirits is getting easier and easier. And I know that's not just for me in my journey as myself growing. I know that's also in a point of everyone's journey. More people are waking up. More people are getting into these deeper occult aspects, these magical aspects, tapped into their own magic, their shadow, their past lives, using their magic in their life now, and then realizing they have options. They have options. That's all I can say right now. But there's options to life. You don't have to play what's already set forth by society. You decide your destiny. You decide your destiny. Now, in the Spider-Man film, he was trying to decide his destiny, but he was connected to Earf. He was what I say is a humanity. That's another word for this lower self, this animal self, because we're dealing with Malkuth, your connection to Earth. It was his humanity that was driving this story, but that's the development, the growth. Anything else? Hold on. Oh, now I wanted to mention this. About the animals, the animal aspects to lower animal self. So one thing about Set, even in Egypt, he may be the adversary, the devil, or even the devil appeared in any aspect. In ancient times, the reason they were worshiping these deities or any animalistic deity or any pagan deity was because they understood and knew the deities as parts of themselves. In ancient times, in the ancient mystery schools, this is how they studied them. They understood them as parts of themselves. They studied animals so they would understand their primal and untapped energy to a deeper aspect and level so they could tap into it. Now, in these films, like I was saying, we are seeing that energy exercised to its full imaginative capability. So, in this aspect, we're dealing with Spider-Man. Now, before I get into the film breakdown, I want to give y'all a breakdown of what does a spider mean? What is a spider symbolic of? What are we dealing with the spider? So, was in bookstore one day. Spirit told me to get this. This is months ago. Spirit Animal Directory by 100 spirit animals for inner alignment. But I always like getting books on the symbology of different parts of life, colors, all different short things. You know, chaos magic. You know how we coming. But animals, we're dealing with tapping into my native aspect. Got that black foot in me. You know, the natives, they were real tapped in with the animals, the nature. They were one with nature. So they understood their animal nature, their spirit animals, and what they meant. Esoterically, metaphorically, or even literally to their actual power. And everyone has a spirit animal. So what animal just calls out to you? You may have a couple spirit animals. You might have a damn team. You might have a legion. You might have 200 legions in this motherfucker up there. Just straight horses, unicorns, all types of shit. But hey, so the spider, it says the keys are the master weaver, awakens creativity, and spins infinite possibilities. Is that not the whole story of Spider-Man? Is that not the whole story of Spider-Man? Master Weaver awakens creativity, spins infinite possibilities. That spins infinite possibilities is literally what we're dealing with this multiverse concept. That's the spider energy. Awakens creativity. The way that man be dodging, moving, creativity. The way he got a web slingage, creativity. Master Weaver, master builder, master scientist, alchemist. Getting into it now. This is the symbology of the spider.